Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of Mind of a Genius. And today I have a very special guest with me. We have Joaquin Pistokache, and he is the founder, if I want to say CEO of Pistokache Gym. And I invited Joaquin here because I really respect the business he's built over the past couple of years in the Rio Grande Valley. And I believe Pistokache Gym is one of the fastest growing and one of the best gyms in the Rio Grande Valley. So I'm excited for us to have a conversation about how you built the gym and kind of the story behind it and how anyone who wants to get into the business can kind of get into it as well. So Joaquin, welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me, man. When you messaged me that you wanted to learn more and everything, I was like, absolutely, yeah, man. I know that you guys do great work here, so I definitely wanted to come out and sit down for the interview and answer any questions you guys have.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. So before we get started, we always have three kind of, icebreaker questions that we ask. And the first one is, would you choose Planet Fitness or Crunch Fitness?
So to answer that question, I don't, and I could be mistaken, but I don't believe I've ever actually visited either Planet Fitness or Crunch Fitness.
What?
I don't believe I ever have. But if I had to choose one, I would choose Crunch Fitness.
Why?
Just kind of the stereotype around Planet Fitness is not the best,
Yeah.
and there's certain pieces of equipment that they don't have that I would like. And from what I've seen from videos and pictures, it looks like Crunch Fitness has more of what I would need. So
Nice.
that's
All right. So Crunch over Planet. I've never been to Planet either. I've been to Crunch though. It's pretty decent, I would say. Yeah. All right. So are you a morning workout person or an evening workout person?
I'm definitely a morning person. My day works best when I get started early and I knock things out early. And for my day, it just kind of gets my day rolling where I can transition from a workout all the way into all the things I have to do throughout the day. It just kind of gives me that little energy boost, that little mental clarity as I move into the rest of my day. If I work out in the evening, sometimes I find that I can't go to sleep at night. And it just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't flow the best for me. So morning is always better.
Wow. Well, I tend to find myself a morning person as well. So I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I have trouble sleeping at night anyway, so might as well not work out at night. All right, beautiful. Final question. Are you more of a solo workout person or you always want to work out with another partner?
Well, I would say historically I've always been more of a solo workout person, not for preference, but it's just because I do work out early all the time. So sometimes I have to work out midday.
What time in the morning?
It's going to be 5 or 6 a.m., something like that.
Oh, wow.
But I do prefer to work out with a workout partner. I do, but I just don't always get the opportunity to do that. So, yeah.
Nice. All right, beautiful. So we're going to dive right into it. Now, Joaquin, I know a little bit about Pistokache and, what you've been doing in the past couple of years. Can you tell us a little bit about the history behind, the gym, how you started it and why you started it in the first place?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll take it way back. I'll take it super, super back.
I like
so
that.
kind of like where the ideas come from and everything. So I'm going to say it was probably like Christmas. I can't even think of the year. Probably, I'm going to say like 2004, 2005. I was watching like a marathon, there at my house, and it was like the Rocky series, Rocky Balboa and everything. And I watched Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 back to back to back to back. I watched the entire thing. And at the time, I'd always been involved in sports. At the time, when I was around that age, soccer is what I was primarily playing.
Let's go.
But my dad was he used to box when he was younger. So that's what kind of like drew me into watching boxing. And I would watch a lot of boxing as a kid. But what I loved about the movies, it was boxing, great story, everything. And I actually rewatched Rocky not too long ago. I'm like, man, it's even better now that I watch it when I'm older. But I loved all the training scenes, the music, the dun 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 dun, all of that stuff. And it just really kind of inspires you to go out and do something. And I think what made those movies um, so memorable is that yes, there was an awesome story to it, awesome character development, but some of those training montage scenes are like, dude, like still to this day, 50 years later, man, like some of the music, Eye of the Tiger, all those things, you remember that. So
Yeah.
that really inspired me, like, yeah, training for something, whatever that is, sweating, working hard, music blasting, that sort of thing. And as I got older and I transitioned into basketball, and I fell in love with basketball, and I continued to play basketball all throughout high school and college and everything. But one of the things that I was always drawn to was working out, lifting, training, and for me, what was important at the time was, how can I jump higher? How can I be more explosive on the court? How can I become an overall better athlete? So that was really the main, the genesis of that, of working out and wanting to get results that will translate into my sport. So fast forward summer 2011, in my backyard we had this garage area, and I did have some equipment at the time. I had some jump boxes, some dumbbells, just a couple of some equipment from Academy, but I came up with this awesome idea to clear out the garage. There was like an old car in there. It had this much dust on it. Just got out all the boxes, cleaned it up. I think it took me around 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
And then I had my gym. I was like, dude, I have a gym. And after I was done cleaning it up, setting up my little gym and everything, I believe it was my mom, or I don't know who it was, took the photo of me sitting down there at my gym, and we have the picture there at my current gym as you enter, and and that became my new gym, and I called it at the time. I called it Pistokache Training Facility. So that's what I went with.
Yeah.
So that's where it started, and ever since then, at that time, I used the gym as for a place where I can train. So I would play my music. I'd put on like my Rocky music. I'd go out. I'd lift. We had a cement slab next to the garage where we had my hoop, and I would go do my basketball workouts. I would lift, and that's where I would spend all my summertime at. And then during that period, as I was doing that, some of my teammates from high school would want to come and join me in my workouts. So they'd come, they'd lift with me, we'd do some basketball drills, and then it slowly started to become kind of a community thing there. And then where it really clicked for me, a buddy of mine who was on my team, his dad wanted me to train his younger brother. So I said, okay, cool. So I put him through some basketball drills, everything like that, and we worked out for an hour and a half. And then after the session, the dad came up to, hey, man, thank you so much. And he handed me a $20 bill. And I was like, well, what's this? He's like, it's for you. And I'm like, for what? He said, for teaching my kid, this. And I'm like, and it just totally clicked in my mind. It's like, well, maybe I have something here. Well, word started to spread and everything. And then before you know it, I started having other kids come into the backyard to train. And this is, I don't know what to charge people. I'm totally like, oh my God, I'm totally clueless to that. Second, now they're starting to there's people entering our backyard, and my parents have to be okay with that. Yep. Like, hey, someone's out there, and oh, Mom, I'm just putting them through some drills, Who is that? There's some car just pulled up, and that's how it got going. That's at the beginning. That's really how it got started.
That's insane. I mean, I think you've talked about the majority of it as far as the idea generation and how that came about. But I mean, this felt like a natural thing for you. It's like it just came very easy. it came as though like you didn't know that you were starting a business, but then when you got that $20 bill, that was a validation that this could be a business. So after that step, when that happened, what did you do after that? You've got your first $20. What do you do next?
Actually, this popped up on because I started in the summertime of 2011. This popped up on my Facebook, like memories. Pistokache training facility. I'm now training people. Contact me now. 956. Blah 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 blah.
Wow.
And it popped up on like memories or whatever
Yeah.
from 13 years ago or whatever. And I was like, oh geez, like okay, cool, man. Like just started blasting Facebook. Hey, reach out to me, whatever. But then what happened next is it was still just it was just a little side hustle. I think that summer, I think I probably made like, I don't know, $800. I didn't know what I was doing. I was training kids, and then I was going into my senior year in high school. And then that following summer, I did the same thing, had some more kids. I think I made like $2,000 that summer, which to me, I was like, wow. And then I went off to go play in college for basketball. And really during those next 3 years or so, it continued just to be a side hustle that I would do as I was still playing college basketball. I had no time really. I was never really home, but it really wasn't until I graduated in June 2016 from college here from UTRGV where I actually started to have time to dedicate to more training, to more trainings and everything.
Wow. So then fast forward to you thinking, okay, this is time to go all in. What did that look like, and how did you validate the idea from being just a side hustle into saying, okay, people in the community would actually want this? What gave you that assurance that this can be a successful business?
Well, what worked for me was the fact that before I decided to go all in, I had already had several years of working with people, building up a clientele, doing a great job with my clients. While I was still going to school, they're coming to my house. I'm training them. So I'm learning. One, I'm doing a great job working with them. Two, I was a competitive athlete at the time, so I was fully engaged in I'm training myself. So I would get through a tough workout there at my house and then get ready for 3 hours of sessions with kids. Oh, wow. So I was right there in the zone. So during that, I would say during those first 3 to 4 years, I was building a proof of concept kind of on a part-time basis. So I already knew that I had clients that I knew that I could, if I really put more time into it, I could do a much better job at it. So that really didn't start happening until like summer 2016.
And before all that started happening, did you ever sit down and say, I need to develop a business plan?
No, I didn't. What I was trying to do is figure out, because I was still there at my house. Okay, what time slots do I open? How do I do my sessions? How many people do I take in at once? Is my training good? How do I make my training better? During that time, I also bought some new equipment. I ended up buying some of the old equipment from UTPA when they transitioned from UTPA to UTRGV. One of the biggest regrets I have, they had everything for pennies on the dollar. They're at the UTPA strength room. And I bought maybe like $900 worth of stuff, but they were selling it so cheap. And I still have some of that equipment, but I'm like, if me today, I would have almost bought everything, dude. Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. So I still have some benches that have the UTPA logo on it and everything. So I started, adding some more pieces and investing into there. But as far as a concrete business plan, like during that time, I really didn't know what I was doing business-wise. I just know that I had clients, I wanted to do a good job, and I want to be able to service more people, and how do I do that? But as far as where do I go from there, I had no idea.
That's interesting, because the reason why I asked that is, these days we're like, everyone is saying like, either you need to have a business plan before you start a business, and it's like, you just really need to get started.
The thing, and to answer that, what helped me was, from high school till I get out of college, those years, I was able to get in a lot of repetitions to even know whether or not there was a demand for what I was doing.
Yep.
And so I was able to learn, get my clients and everything. And then as I got out of that, during that phase, like, okay, now I know I have something. So it just started as a side gig that eventually developed into, okay, this is something that I'm willing to pursue.
Nice. Okay. So fast forward, for anyone who wants to start a gym, what advice would you give to them as far as like, financing? I was like, this is how much you need for equipment. This is how much you need just for the start, your startup capital. How did you go about securing funding for yourself, or how can they go about securing funding for themselves?
Well, there's been different stages here at our gym. So prior to where I'm all at my house, everything is, I'm able to save up some extra cash. I get some new equipment and everything. The second phase, when we moved into our first location, which is in downtown McAllen, same thing. I was just kind of just using my own cash and everything. Now this new phase that I'm in at our new facility is a totally different monster. And that process right there was a huge, something probably one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do, as far as transitioning to a bigger location,
Yep.
having to get more equipment. I got to put in, $150,000 worth of stuff that I need, and just everything like that. But there's different phases. But before you get into that and you decide that you're going to spend $1 on anything, you need to decide on really how big you want to get and what it is that you actually want to do. So if you're just saying, hey, I want to be a personal trainer, I would like to lease out a space, I'd like to do personal training because I love personal training, I love working with people, I love seeing their results and everything, then stick with that.
Yeah.
And focus on doing that and do a really good job. If you are wanting to enter the gym space, and the gym space, it is, and I've come to learn this over the years, it's one of the most difficult
Yep.
Spaces in the country, because the national profit margin on gyms is like around 12%. So it's very low.
Wow.
Okay. So and it's very tough. And you're dealing with people and large overhead and all of that stuff. So it is very difficult, but you need to know, am I going to be a personal trainer, or do I actually want to build a gym business that can continue to grow?
Yeah.
Way more headache, okay? But if you can master that and be very good at it, the gym business can be extremely profitable, and it's a lot more expensive too from the beginning.
Yeah.
So
for someone who wants to build like a small gym, small local gym, finding a small location here and there, what would you say approximately like a good startup investment would look like? I know it's very
well. Look,
it
this is what you need. First off, before you start looking at the dollar signs, you have to ask yourself, am I really committed to doing this? Because whether you're going to be a personal trainer, or, hey, I'm going to go in, I'm going to buy this, I'm going to open up a franchise of Planet Fitness or whatever, it's going to require a lot of time, a lot of effort. So before you do any of that, you have to ask yourself, am I really committed to do this? Because at the end of the day, you are in the gym business to develop an experience, to provide an experience for your clients. So if you're in it, just hey, if I put this in, I'll make this. You put this in, I'll do that. The foundation of your business isn't really there. So you have to make sure that I'm in this to actually help people. So I have to be able to help people. Now, as far as a set number, let's say I'm a guy. I go, I want to lease out, let's say I open up a space like this, which is perfect size for like a small studio. Things you're going to need. What I would get is I would get at least one power rack. One power rack, you don't need the platform. The reason why, you want to save space, I could do my bench, I could do my deadlifts, I could do my squats, I can do my pull-ups, I could do everything there. That might cost you, from a very good company, that might cost you $2,500 to $3,500. Okay, get you a couple of bars. You got that. You got that. What else? You probably need some bands. A couple $100. Some dumbbells. Yeah. If for guys, for dumbbells, when it comes to plates, so at my gym, I have all iron plates, which everyone, when they come to my gym, they're like, dude, you guys have iron plates. Like, that's just such like, people don't see that anymore, right? What I did for all my equipment, for dumbbells to iron plates, is I go to Facebook Marketplace, and I'm looking for the cheapest things I can find. I bought thousands and thousands of pounds worth of 45-pound plates. They were just piles of rust. I took the time, I cleaned them, I hosed them down, scraped them off, put them in, spray painted them. You would think that I paid thousands of dollars for them. I paid maybe like $1,500 or something.
That's what bootstrapping is. Yeah.
So I do that to my dumbbells, my plates, and people see them. So our plates are red. They're like, dude, where'd you get these red plates? I'm like, dude, I got them from Facebook Marketplace. I think I got them for like 70 cents a pound, and you do that. You don't need a lot of equipment to get started. Even a power rack or anything. I said it was like, $3,000 or whatever. That's brand new. Look online, find something. I've bought so much of my equipment online for pennies on the dollar from people. They're just trying to get rid of it, get it, clean it. And at the end of the day, when you're getting started, what the most important thing is to provide a quality service for your client. People were coming to my backyard to work out when I had little to no equipment. So don't get yourself in debt where you have to, I need to put $50,000 in this and that. Especially if you don't have any clients yet. Just start off small, man.
Word.
Get people in the door, high five them, give them an exceptional experience. Make them like, wow, this and that. And then as you start cash flowing and you get more money, you can get some nicer things. And then when you have those nicer things and you've developed that relationship with that client, they're going to feel like, man, he's doing this for me and my experience. So anytime we get something new at the gym or we do something small, our clients are like, wow, I love this. You did this for me. Wow. So just get going. Get a power rack, a bar. Find some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, whatever, Craigslist, clean it up, and get going.
That's the name of the game. I love it. I mean, this is such vital information, because a lot of people think, oh my God, I need hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started. And it's like, all you need to do is actually get started.
Just
like,
get going.
use the resources available at your disposal,
right.
The Facebook Marketplaces of the world, and just get going. And I mean, that's such, it might seem like the simplest thing, but it's the most valuable information for anyone.
And what I will also say is that also kind of stops you from moving forward. Like, well, I'm not going to open up the so-and-so yet until I have my $50,000 saved or my $75,000 saved or my this. Dude, just go. Just do it. If that's what you really want to do, you have a passion for it, just find it. Even if you got to meet someone at the park, go put them through some pull-ups, push-ups, clap, give them a high five. That person just needs motivation. They don't care that you don't have anything. They want someone who's going to hold them accountable and who's going to actually help them feel better and get results.
Man, we can end it right here and it'll be the best. Now, this is amazing. I think this is information that people need to know. And again, like I said, it might sound simple, but a lot of people don't get started because they put so many limitations on themselves.
Right.
As, I can't do this because I don't have this. So it's good that you say that. So then moving into it, I know you got your first customer obviously by posting on Facebook and all of that. But once you went full time, how did you go about acquiring new customers and kind of bringing and building that community you have right now? Because I know you have a serious, heavy community of people who are very loyal to your brand.
So when getting started, and this is the most important thing, and this goes for any business, restaurant business, it doesn't matter. You always want to treat treat your people like the most important people in the world. That I'm sitting in front of, I'm going to treat you like a millionaire or a billionaire.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're just here to spend $10 with me, $1,000 or what have you. I'm going to treat you the same, and I'm going to give you exceptional service. So when you do that and you over deliver, these people are going to stick with you. They're going to stick with you. I have people who've been involved with my business for, let's say like a kid, some kids, they're 8. Now they're going to be, they're like freshmen in college, and they still come by and work out at the gym,
Wow.
But because you've set the standard and you've delivered every single time. So when you do that, those people are going to stay. Okay. I'll give you a great example, and not to call out any names or anything, but during the time when I was at my house, I'm just there at my house. It's scorching hot summer heats, and there'd be other facilities, different multi-million-dollar facilities, other places, and their people would come into my backyard to work out. And in my head, I'm like, dude, this client has left a multi-million-dollar facility to come here and train with me. There is a flaw in your system. Why is that person leaving there to come to my backyard? Okay. And I'm just the guy, So when I would see that, I would be like, well, dude, I want to take care of this person. Yep. 1, thank you for coming to me. And 2, I'm going to show you that this is great stuff. Okay. So I have always wanted to build, for anyone who comes with me, I want, or comes into Pistokache Gym, to have an exceptional experience every time. It's not always perfect, especially as you're growing. There's this and that and everything. But as long as you do a very good job with those people, over deliver, treat them well, give them a phone call, tell them how great they're doing, talk to their parents, tell them how proud you are, go to their games, just be there for them. It goes a long, long way.
Yeah. So it's the little things, when it comes to building a community, people might think, or you have to do some great gesture.
Okay. So, right. So going to answer your previous question, by building that foundation, a lot of my people came from referrals.
Wow.
It's like, dude, hey, you got to go to this guy's house. Okay, it's in Mission. I know it's at his house in his backyard. I know you guys have been training over here, or whatever. But trust us, go to this guy's house. Johnny loves it.
He's got it.
It's at his house. Like who and how? He's only 19, 20, 21 years old. Like, well, shouldn't. Okay. Wow, I love it. So the word of mouth, it really spread, and still to today, word of mouth has brought some of our strongest clients. Yeah, because that's where that real trust is. They're going to trust their friend or their family member when they refer them over to us. Like, okay, if you're going there, we're going. So,
wow. All right. So, again, this is really vital information. So you've gotten your first customer, you've built that community. And like I said, I've seen the community you've built around your brand. Mm-hmm. And there's a group of very loyal people. You even have your ladies wing, which is, very loyal people as well to the brand. What are some of the marketing avenues you use right now to, again, attract new members, get in front of people who have never heard about your brand? What are some of the things you're doing right now?
So, my brother does all of our marketing. He does all that stuff. He does the videos. He does Facebook ads. He does all that stuff.
I saw your ad today.
He just saw, and you saw our ad. You knew I was coming. You know how it goes. Yeah. My brother and I. So my brother started working with in the gym, like 3 years ago. Like almost exactly 3 years ago. Like to the month. And during this time, it's been a hell of a ride. And prior to him being there, I would just do, besides word of mouth, I would do all of our posting, wow. Facebook, Instagram. I really didn't know anything about ads. I didn't have the time. I was just a one-guy show. Yeah. I've got all these clients. I'm getting booked. I'm doing this back and forth and just nonstop, cleaning the toilets, how do I get better? I got to order t-shirts.
Yep.
Oh, this thing broke. Oh, I got to sweep. It just nonstop. But when it comes to marketing, my brother and I, we like to be aggressive with the marketing. We like to, we don't have any problem with that. We're confident in our service and our product.
Yeah.
And we have a good team. We feel that we can be kind of aggressive with our marketing. Like, train here, you're going to get results. If you're serious, and even in our marketing we say this, if you are not serious, do not come here. Do not. So in a lot of because we host a lot of group training sessions, we do max out, and we'll get wait lists for a lot of the sessions. And if you want to come into a session, we do require, just like a hotel or anything, we do require a debit or credit card on file to hold your spot. And if you don't show up, you do get charged. And we've gotten better at that over the years, but we're really aggressive with our marketing. Just basically, look, is this something you want to do or not?
Yeah.
And the reason why, we get a ton of leads. I'm going to say probably from May, June, July, we've probably gotten over 2,000 leads.
What?
Yes. And our cost to acquire that lead is so minimal in comparison to nationwide, because really what we do at the gym, so we specialize in basketball training for kids ages 8 to 18. We specialize in strength and conditioning training for kids ages 8 to 18. Where we have kids who play different sports, from football, volleyball, basketball, softball, you name it. And then we have our women's only fitness class, which is called Babes and Barbells. So 3 different programs, okay, that have their own marketing and everything to it. We have our own coaches for each of the programs. We have our own clients for each of the programs. We use the same template and everything with our marketing approach. It's just 3 different programs. But our cost to actually acquire someone, especially if you want to look at Facebook ads, it's very minimal in comparison to nationwide, because really those 3 things of what we do, no one really does them all in-house. And the marketing for like basketball training and these other things, people don't really do that down here. So we're able to acquire a lot of people. So if we got 600 leads in June, one, that's a lot of phone calls to make, but second, we have to qualify these leads first. Are these people that are even serious to come in? So we've implemented different steps in there to know whether or not we should call this person. Because if you're like, yeah, I want to go, what do you got for me? Something for free, this and that. We're not going to spend the time, because you know what? We have 10 other people who are needing help, who want to get in the gym, who want to get results, and we want to talk to those people.
Wow. So, I mean, how do you go about even like the whole, obviously you said your brother handles the marketing aspect of it. How do you go about then transitioning into the team? Because, I mean, once the leads come in, you need someone on it.
So this has been the most difficult thing for me. I've definitely gotten better over the years. But for years, and this is extremely important, especially when it comes to the gym business. Most people who enter the gym business, 99% of them, it's because they love the gym. They love working out. They love, they love seeing results on themselves. They love the helping people. But that doesn't mean that they're always business related people. Like, that doesn't mean that they're good at business. It doesn't. So what happens is you're a one-man show your whole life. You're doing everything, this or that, and you're not really gaining any ground. You're getting some good clients. Clients love you. But as far as a business, you're not really growing. So really over the past maybe two years, we've really put in, and really more of this past year and a half, of really actually building a business with true systems, which is bringing people on board. Okay. So my title at the gym, yes, I'm the owner, but I'm also the general manager. So I'm overseeing all of the programs. What's it looking? How many people do we have in this month? Who has canceled? Who's not renewed? What happened to this person? Hey, we need to fix this. You know, all of those sort of things. And then for each of the programs, we have our people that are in charge of specific tasks within that program. And we're doing that because I firmly believe that at this point, in order for Pistokache Gym to continue to grow the way it is healthier and it is better for the business. And my brother feels the same way. If we step out and actually build a gym with a service that is getting better and better and better by bringing in high quality people, we feel that we can make so much more of an impact for all of South Texas instead of just being there and having to do all of the training sessions. So all of our people that we have working with our clients are highly qualified. We're taught from basketball standpoint. Everyone has played college basketball. Virtually everyone's played Division I basketball. Wow. We're on point. Altogether, we have 7 basketball trainers. No one can compete with us in that regard because, one, we have the bandwidth to do that, and we're open every day. So I think altogether we have over 50 from basketball, strength and conditioning guys. We have over 50 different training sessions every single week. Wow. For our strength and conditioning, our coaches are guys who've gotten their degrees in exercise science, kinesiology, working on their masters. So they're heavily involved in this stuff. They love this stuff. You know, our women, they're awesome coaches, or our women coaches for our babes and barbells. They're awesome coaches. They're young. They're energetic. And it's a very good environment, but being able to build an infrastructure that can serve these 3 programs and lift them up and get better, that's what my main focus is right now.
Wow. You know, it's funny that you talk about it because the next thing I wanted to talk about was scaling. Yes. And so you talk about systems and how, you know, those systems are important, and obviously putting people in place who can actually get real work done. I've seen some of your coaches are, I think, former basketball coaches. Yes. I thought that was super cool and very valuable to a lot of people, bringing in those high quality people. What is the plan, or how do you scale a local gym, and what plans do you have to scale?
So right now we're sitting around 250 members, and actually this week, the location we're at, it's like 9,000 square feet, but it's an open concept for the most part. So we're trying to figure out what to do. Right now we're like this. We're like, boom, we're hitting the ceiling. Yeah. Okay. It is getting, especially this summer, is getting a little bit messy. Sometimes we'd have 150 people in the gym at once because parents come. You know, they bring the younger brother, the sister. You know, that's 4 people there in the gym, and you got all these sessions going on. Mm-hmm. It can get very messy. So we had a gym part next to it where we had I don't even know, like 20 different pieces of machines, like weightlifting equipment. We're getting all of it out because we need space. We need space. We're keeping like all of our dumbbells, our squat racks, like the essential stuff. But a lot of the specialized equipment we're getting out. We need the space because we're growing really quick, and we don't. And this goes back, and this is the most important thing. This goes back to, as I'm here and you start doing this, okay, what happens to a lot of people, like, don't get too big, don't get too big, oh, don't. Because what happens is then you have this hole in the bottom, and as you're doing this, people are like, it's just not the same, man.
And they're just
start
falling.
leaving. Start leaving. And now it's just rinse and repeat with these people. So as we're getting here, I got to do, oh my gosh, what do we got to do to get here? I don't want to stop at 250 members. Yeah. I want to get 500 members. I want to get 1,000 members. I want to get multiple locations. So it's being able to move quickly and do it, everything like that. Now, if you're heavily in the game and you have 250 members and you're just a one guy show, I promise you, you are dead tired. You have no time, no bandwidth to even think about, how do I do this? All you're concerned about is, oh man, at the end of the day, did I make enough money to cover the bills? You can't, and you don't have the time to actually think about scaling and moving forward. So that's what we're doing today. So we are closing that. And that's the next step, is we want to do that. And then as we move into the school year, what new time slots do we open to be able to continue to grow? We've also looked at increasing the capacity in our sessions, bringing on more coaches for the session, but increasing the capacity. I remember my capacity for basketball sessions was like 6 kids. Now we're looking at possibly 21, 24 per session. So it's just all those things, looking, how can I grow, and how can I continue to provide a quality service to her? Like, hey, I remember when I was the only guy here, but now there's like 500 people here, and you know what? You guys have actually gotten even better at what you do. Very rarely are you going to see that. Normally it's just, I'm just another number. They don't care. It's not the same. I'm going to go try somewhere else. So if you can continue to grow and improve your quality of service, your people are going to stick with you, and continue to make them feel like they are worth $1 million. Because when people go to the gym and train at your gym, they're not there for you. They don't care how many clients you have. They're there for themselves. I am here for me. Okay. So if you cannot deliver something for me, I'm going to go elsewhere.
So then that brings me to my next question. Is like, how do you build out culture in your team? Because, bringing it down to where every single person on the team creates that $1 million feel for the client. How do you do that?
It's not easy, man.
It's not.
Yeah. It's definitely not easy. And I'm not here to say that I was the best at doing that. I've gotten a lot better at it. You want to tell all your coaches and everything, what is expected of us, like what, I think all of our coaches can kind of see that, man, like we're really onto something really big here. But at the same time, as me as the manager, you have to also develop a system for them where they can excel too, to where like, you don't want to be like, here's 50 people, go talk to them. Like, dude, what do I do, man? I'm burning them out. You want to put them in the best position to succeed, and kind of outline like, hey, look, this is where, as we move forward, look, these are some outlets for you that, you can continue to grow here within the gym. Because look, when I look at it, it doesn't really matter what business is. If you as an owner or as a manager, if you say, look, I think we have 10, 11 employees. So I want to create a system, a business that is awesome. It's getting better. It provides the highest quality anywhere. And not only that, but this system, this business, this infrastructure that we've built, okay, is producing like a 6-figure income for you. Yeah. Dude, wow. Like, this is something, man. I'm getting paid way more than anyone else. It's a lot of work. But you've created, I want to be in the fitness space, okay? But you've created a system that works, that allows me to flourish and allows me to make 6 figures. Oh my gosh. I mean, we're nowhere close right now. We're nowhere close. But if you can look at it from that perspective of like, hey, you know what? I would love for some of my employees to make $500,000. As an owner and as a general manager, you're like, what am I doing what do I need to do to get there? Because everyone is going to want to work for you if you're like, dude, they're getting paid $300K.
So it is communicating that vision as well.
You got to communicate, and I'm not going to say here like I'm perfect. I was terrible at that, because for so many years I've just been a one-man show. So there's so many things, and being able to delegate certain things to people to maximize efficiency. Before I would do everything, and our efficiency would be like, But if you can get the right people that you can trust and everything, you can scale much faster. So, yeah, I would love to have, eventually have 100 employees. I'm not against that at all.
Beautiful. Well, my next question is, when is Pistokache Gym coming to North McAllen?
Look, and this is, I'm giving you an entirely business, this is an entire business perspective, because I mean that's what I'm in charge of, scaling, growing. We have clients from all over the valley. We have clients who some of them will drive an hour to come to the gym. Okay, some of the most difficult clients to get, and nothing. I love McAllen. I love everyone here. Okay, I'm always here. Everything, but people north of McAllen are some of the most difficult clients to get. Okay, not that they don't like the quality or the service or anything. So I've had some people come like, look, this is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Never have I been a part, or I've had parents come up to me and look, this is the most professional setting I've ever had my kid come to. But it's just kind of far. It's in North McAllen. And I'm like, we have someone who just drove 45 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Now, that's just the way it is. And the reason why is because there's so much stuff being built in North McAllen. A lot. When I was in downtown McAllen, I even had people like, you gonna open up something in North McAllen? I'm like, dude, it's legit, a 5-minute drive. Yeah. And what we do, it's not like there's really something like this on every corner. Okay. But to answer your question, we do want to continue to grow. We do want to, and if that means opening up another location or bigger location that's more maybe a little more north off the expressway, I don't know, but I do know that we are going to continue to grow. And trust me, the North McAllen people, I love it. But some of them are some of our greatest clients. But for the mass, for a lot of them, it's it's 10 minutes away. It's 15 minutes away, or like, it just depends. It just depends, man.
Because, I look at where I live and I would love to be there every day, but it's a good 25 to 30 minutes away.
Where are you coming from?
North of Ware Road, around Ware and 23rd.
See, it also depends on the time of day.
Traffic.
I will say this. Yeah. I will say this. So the area where the gym is at, that area, and I was really hesitant when we moved to this location a year and a half ago. That area with is probably the worst construction anywhere in the valley. Yep. And I've seen it. It's gotten a lot better, way better. And I'm like, once that area is finished, dude, it's gonna be like
it will be a lot better.
It'd be a cakewalk, man.
Yeah, I agree.
And I was really hesitant. I was honestly worried about that moving there, but I just gambled and I said, for moving from McAllen, even though it's downtown McAllen to far, I was really nervous because I didn't know how it was going to work. But our numbers have just skyrocketed. And it's where we're at is almost perfect valley-wide, because we've picked up so many clients from East Valley, from Wesco, Harlingen, all that area, La Feria, Donna, to come to the gym. So it's...
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. I guess I have a kind of off the cuff question. Is like, what is some of the biggest challenges you faced, or some of the setbacks you experienced being a gym owner? Because I definitely know it all wasn't a smooth ride. Business has its bumps in the road and everything. What did that look like for you?
Well, one of the, say like last year, March to May, dipping into June timeframe was a very difficult timeframe for me. So we moved into that place and we started doing construction and stuff. And I know nothing about construction, nothing. We need to get this engineer's approval for this to be able to hold this much weight on top of here, and then go to the city, and then this, and the steps, and we got to install the showers. And I don't know anything about that. and at the same time, having to actually operate your business and be like sweeping up all the debris. Hey, yeah, come on in. Come on in. Yeah, I know it's a mess everywhere, but look, don't worry. And stuff scattered everywhere. During that time frame where you had to clean and put stuff up and everything and actually build it out, that was extremely challenging. I had zero experience in that area before. We're trying to get new customers to come in. There's just it looks like a construction site. That was really tough. But then now is growing. We're growing. How do I make a decision quick? Make a decision quick. Okay. How much money do we need to do this? Okay. Do we find our own? Do we finance it ourselves? Do we do loans? How do we do this, and this, and this? And at the end of the day, and I will continue to say this, these type of decisions and what we do and everything is all for the client to keep delivering an exceptional experience.
And usually when I tell people is that there's really no rule book for us to follow when it comes to business. There might be general advice out there when it comes to business, but everyone's situation is different. So, some of the things you experience on a day-to-day might not look the same as another person, elsewhere. And so we need to give ourselves a lot more grace to be able to learn through that experience, learn through our mistakes, and kind of come back, re-energize, and come back stronger.
Yeah.
So
I will say this: I am pretty hard on myself too.
Yeah.
There'll be sometimes, and I'll be completely honest. Like if you want to really win at business and do a great job, you have to put in the time. You have to, and then you're putting in the time, and then you have to realize, you have to ask yourself, am I putting in the time on the right things? So there's sometimes that I've been at the gym, from 4 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Wow.
And then end up sleeping there at the gym, wake up to open up the gym there at 6, and then do the same thing again. Or I am not home for a couple of days.
Wow.
But and I would say where I get that from, that work ethic and everything, would come from me being a former athlete and training and everything, where I have that get it done.
Yeah.
Go, get it done. And then on top of that, putting in those hours and everything and working hard and figuring it out. And once you do figure it out, it helps give you that confidence, knowing that, let's say from a competitor standpoint, look, I know that you haven't put in the time that I have.
Yeah.
I know that you can't compete with what I've built. You just can't.
Yep.
Are you there? Are you putting 18-hour days in, bro? Consecutively? No, I don't think so. So, and it's not for everyone.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
that's not something I want to do my whole life, obviously. The goal in a business, whether it's the gym, it doesn't matter, is if I can leave my business for 3 months and not have to worry about a single thing, and then come back 3 months later and to see that it's continuing growing, then at that point you have something.
Yeah.
But at this point, I'm gone, a couple of days, and I'm still
getting
this and that.
calls. Yeah.
Eventually, my goal is to break myself out of that and be able to be gone a week and not have to worry about anything. Come back and wow, we grew. We added 20 members. Yes. And then eventually get to that 3-month part, because if I can get out of here, then I can continue to grow this exponentially. I can continue to work on it, grow it, provide a better service. So that's my brother's vision for that. So because there's a lot of things that we want to do, but we've got to build it up first.
Yeah.
Got to.
Well, I'm very excited to even have you here, because this podcast, we'll come back to this podcast in a few years when you have multiple
certainly.
Locations, and
absolutely.
you've grown a lot, and then we can see.
And if I haven't done that by then, do not invite me back. Don't. I mean, hey, dude. You didn't make it happen, man, and it's okay. But it's just, I have no issue.
So you heard it here first. If Joaquin hasn't grown exponentially in the next couple of years, I'm giving you 5 years. Is that good enough?
Make it 3.
Make it 3?
Make it 3.
I like that. 3 years. We're not inviting him here. So, no, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you coming on here in the first place.
Yeah.
I guess one final question I have for you is, what advice would you give to potential gym owners, people who want to get into the business, and even any business owner out there who really wants to get started on something?
Figure out what, like, it's going to be a lot of work. Okay, it's going to be a lot of work. You have to differentiate yourself. Okay, you have to differentiate yourself. Your product, your service has got to be amazing. You have to over deliver at the beginning. You have to over deliver. You have no clients. You have no one. You have to over deliver. You know, Bob or Sally walks in the door, treat them like they're the most important person in the world. Call them. Go to the grocery store with them. Help them buy their stuff. They don't know what to do. Okay? Call them, you know, and hang out with them. Do whatever you have to do. Cherish that client. Cherish them. And then when Tom or Susan walks in the door, do the same thing again. Do the same thing again.
Wow.
And when it's time to actually grow and like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I'm just one guy. And you bring on someone, you want to bring on someone who, they don't have to be the best trainer or this and that, but someone who you can trust, someone who's willing to put in the work, who's willing to hustle, and someone who loves fitness, because they're naturally just going to do that.
Yeah.
And just get started with there. And then as you get going, there's going to come a time where it's going to come and it's like, do I want to go big time? Or do I just want to continue to scale my personal training business? Either way is fine. If you go this route, ton of headache, ton of time, everything. But if you master it and get it done, you can really build something special. Over here, same thing. You can have a great income, you can provide an awesome service and everything. It's a little bit smaller scale, okay? And it probably gives you a little bit more flexibility at the beginning that, you know, I'm going to take the weekend off and this and that. But if you're really trying to be a big time, you don't have time to take off. You have to get it done, and you have to get it done now, or else you don't want to spend 20 years doing it. How do I can get it done in the next 3 to 5 years?
Wow. I mean, this is going on, and it is almost like its own podcast as far as this valuable information. I think a lot of people would need this kind of advice to get started. I mean, the difference between someone who is doing well and someone who isn't is because the person who is doing well got started.
And the other thing is, I'm someone who's like, well, this, and then, well, I can't do this because I can't do that. I'm like that.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am. But having to like, just do it anyway. Just got to move forward. That, to me, that's always super difficult to do. And sometimes I have to do that. Okay. I got to move quick. I got to decide now. Sometimes you have to. So when it comes to starting, sometimes, well, I don't have my dumbbells and I don't have well, I'm waiting for my so-and-so certification and this. Hey, dude, just go and do it.
Yeah.
The client, they just want you to help them. They don't care about. I have had in all of my years, 10 plus years, you know, working with people and everything, I've had maybe one person ask me, so what's your certification? It's can you deliver or not?
Yeah.
Can you do it or not? Just go. Don't spend too much time, you know, thinking about it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do
I
it.
mean, I think that's a perfect ending to this podcast. I appreciate you, Joaquin, for coming on here and sharing with us. This is, again, valuable information that a lot of people would love to hear. And I appreciate you bringing your expertise and also your experience with us. Mm-hmm. So, guys, I am super excited as we come to the end of this podcast. This is the second episode that we've recorded. Thank you all for tuning in. Joaquin is going to share his social medias. Feel free to follow him. Make sure you follow him. Really, really cool dude. Post the best content, great content. And also make sure you want to put in Pistokache Gym as well, Instagram, so people can follow that.
Right, yes. You can follow us at Pistokache Gym. That's Pistokache Gym. Facebook, Instagram, we're on everything. We're even on TikTok. I didn't even know we're on TikTok. I didn't know that. And then you can follow me, same thing, Joaquin Pistokache, Facebook, Instagram, X, even though I don't even use it anymore. But yeah,
I'm a next guy.
you're an X guy. Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your week, and see ya.